let's take our look at the dollar yen for the August 20th upcoming session. Again, the weekly chart, been a lot of consolidation. We've drawn this inverted head and shoulders, left shoulder over here, head, kind of a sloppy right shoulder. Here was a close above it on a weekly chart. Again, on a daily time frame, on a shorter term time frame, like maybe in that 60-minute 4-hour, you could have funded this or booked some profit, but you can see it came right back in. These choppy markets during this latter part of August, they present themselves usually year after year. It's very important that you fund your trade, you pay for your trade, you take a position, a portion of your position off, especially if you're trading on lower time frames. If you're somebody who's trading out here on a weekly or daily time frame, you just kind of have to wait for this to break out, right? There's not much you can do because usually you're looking at the chart and you haven't made any profit. So as we get down to the daily chart, again, you can see the up and down motion. It's consolidation to the downside. The first thing that we can notice is this was the first time we came across this inverted head and shoulders neckline. We also closed above this high. Now, this could be just a fake out move to the downside, so we're going to have to see if we get some kind of bottoming in here, right? And maybe we get a 1, 2, 3 bottom on a daily chart that could also turn into and develop through this larger time frame weekly chart inverted head and shoulders. So on the 4-hour chart, probably the best thing that's happening here on the dollar yen is it's giving us this really sweet trend line that's coming up to the upside. This resistance trend line, let me re-grab that. This resistance trend line, really, really nice. The other thing that we want to note is the price has moved lower here. We have a transition point coming in, as you can see on the chart, and we have some divergence. So really, when we get down to a 30 or 60-minute chart, if we get a close above this trend line, we're going to look to get into this trade and maybe run it up to the neckline of this inverted head and shoulders. One thing we want to be cautious for, remember not get too nervous, is that price, once it hits these moving averages in here, it could stall for a while. You can see that even on its way down, price came down here, stalled around the moving average before moving it. If price does begin to move to the upside and this divergence does begin to play out, MACD waving higher, price waving lower, then it may stall here before moving back up. If you're uncomfortable and you have, maybe 60, 70 pips on the table, when price moves up here, take part of your trade off, let it come up to this level, take part of your trade off, and then see if it's going to continue on up. So let's see if there's a little bit better trend line or situation developing on the 1-hour chart. Now, the 1-hour charts, it's telling us that there's a negative bias to the MACD. So there's two things now you can see that we're watching. This very long-term trend line up here. The other thing that we're watching is this short-term supply right in here. Right? Continuing to move up, grinding up. So this is going to give us some nice movement, some nice trading opportunities. And basically what we're going to be looking for is a 30-minute close above this stronger trend line to the upside. Again, like we said, we're going to try to target to take some profit here, take some profit. That's that trend line from the inverted head and shoulders on that weekly chart, and then see if we're going to run. If we get a close below this trend line here on the 30-minute, what we're going to watch for is to target these lows, right? And we're going to pay for our trade at that level, right down near these lows, maybe about 5 or 10 pips below these lows. That's still about, maybe 40, 50 pip trade. And what we're going to do is we're going to leave a little bit on the trade on the table to see if it continues lower. So the nice thing about the dollar yen pairs here today for August the 20th is we have some nice trend lines, longer term and short term, that close below those could give us nice targets for these lows to the downside, and this moving average, the 200 1-hour and 4-hour exponential moving average, as well as that inverted head and shoulders that we saw on the weekly chart neckline that we have here. Now that's going to be a wrap for August 20th. We hope you enjoyed this pre-market analysis. This has been Seth Gregory, your host from the Forex Active Trader.